A peddler gave me this after I saved his caravan from bandits. He told me nobles think of ruling like a game of chess, that each move determined what mark humanity will leave on the world. If we don't stop fighting each other and focus on the real problems, it'll be the gods leaving their mark, not us. That's a big responsibility. But if we can leave the world better than we found it, it'll be worth it. He had fancy silks from Orlais, statuettes from the wilds down south. I could have listened to stories all night about places he'd been. Now I'm getting to see some of those places myself. We fight each other, we oppress the elves. We're at war with the Untarm. If our rulers keep treating everything like a war game, the only marks we leave on the world will be scorch marks. Meditation upon the use of blades. Must have read this thing cover to cover a dozen times during weapons training. The number of times I banged my head against this book trying to make the concepts work. But that training has kept me alive so far. Working drills until I had the perfect strike ready to face anything. Everything came so easily back then. Most fights ended with me knocking my opponent down with a kick instead of some fancy move. If I hadn't gotten stuck with kitchen duty for breaking curfew so often, I might have read it even more. I helped a lot of Minratha's slaves escape to freedom the night I met Varric. Then the Magisters cracked down in retaliation, and the Shadow Dragons decided I was too much trouble to keep around. I was so proud of myself. And then the Venatori backlash put a lot of Shadow Dragons in danger. I'm never going to apologize for freeing slaves, but I have to get better at seeing the big picture. We could have taken a stand and dared the Magisters to come after us. At least people are free because of what I did. I'm never going to apologize for freeing slaves. But I hope the Shadow Dragons got through the backlash safely. Varric and his life lessons. I asked him how we were supposed to stop Solus, and he gave me this. Take a long, hard look at it, kid. It'll always show the face of a hero who can get it done. Funny. Varric didn't mention that hero having so many scars. It's handy. You ever get too full of yourself, you can just look in the mirror and see every mistake that left a mark. But it's not just about you anymore. Nev's got a new scar because you sent her into that ritual. So do better. Nobody else should have to wear your mistakes. Hero.
Funny. Varric didn't mention that hero having so many scars. It's handy. You ever get too full of yourself, you can just look in the mirror and see every mistake that left a mark. But it's not just about you anymore. Harding's got a new scar because you sent her into that ritual. So do better. Nobody else should have to wear your mistakes. Hero.
You've got a few scars, but you know what? You earned these in fights that needed to be fought. Hits you took to save someone. Shots that knocked you down but didn't keep you down. You are the hero who can get it done. And if you pick up a few more scars along the way, that just proves you were in the fight. Honestly, my scars are pretty good. They add character. And you should see the other guy. I don't know, Varric. Catching my reflection still hits harder some days. But knowing who I am is worth it. And every day when I look in that mirror, I'm closer to seeing the man I want to be staring back. There he is. The man I knew I was. I did the work. I stuck with it. And now I get to see him every time I look in the mirror. It took a while for me to figure out why the face staring back from the mirror felt wrong. But once I was able to be honest with myself, it was a relief to figure out I was trans. And it's worth it to look in the mirror today and see the man I am staring back.